Hello, I'm Soph, and I just thought I would share my insights on Mental Health Day. To those of you who know me well, I do deal with mental health on a day-to-day basis, not just mine, but my husband's. But that's not my story to tell, but this one is. Mine mostly relates to a traumatic experience. My nan was diagnosed with cancer when I was at university, then went into remission, and then returned to have cancer again back in 2016. 2015, and it was one of the reasons why my husband and I got married, so she could come and see us get married. And we always said, it was just a precaution that we're getting married now, you're going to be fine. But we weren't so lucky with that. So throughout the autumn of 2016, my nan's health deteriorated. And in that time, that was when I really, truly fell in love with Doctor Who. The 12th Doctor and Clara were rushing around during Series 9, taking on things together, and I'm not ashamed to say it, it's my favourite series for the reason that in that time I needed them. I was being very strong for family members and feeling quite low, and I'm not the kind of person who's very good at expressing all of this all at once. So what tends to happen is I worry about everyone else before I worry about myself. And it happens quite a lot. So I'll worry about this person or this person online, or my mum or my nan or my brother or my husband, and then it's a cycle. And then eventually it gets to myself and I realise I've not helped myself at all. And the Doctor, with all of his magical quirks, reminded me a bit of that. A bit of the healer. But also someone who was there to help me too. And that he had to accept certain truths in the end, which is what I saw mostly at the end of Series 9, after all that grief and pain. And in January 2016, a month, not even 4 or 3 weeks after the end of Doctor Who, for that series, and throughout the hiatus we had in 2016, my nan passed away. And it was really hard, really hard. And hasn't been easy since. And I don't think really I have been okay since. I think that's really brought me down, to be honest. But in that time, I think it was March or April of that year, 2016, Peter Capaldi was releasing the Series 9 box set in HMV. So I decided to go along. And I'd never met him before, I'd never met anyone from Doctor Who before, it would be my first time. Oh no, sorry, that's a lie, I met Mark Gatiss, but it was, the first person that, at that point, I'd really established myself as a Whovian. And so I went along. And I got the ticket, and I got the Series 9 box set, and I went to go meet him, and I said quite clearly, I was astounded to see him. He's like 6'2", I'm 5'1". It's amusing to say the least. And I said outright, your Series 9 has really helped me get through some really dark times. And I remember it so vividly. This tall Scottish gent who demanded to listen to David Bowie while everyone was waiting just smiled and said, "Isn't that what TV's for?" And I just felt overwhelmingly relieved that someone was okay with that. It wasn't about, you know, he cared, and it didn't matter that I was using Doctor Who as my cure. It was fine. It really helped. So I got into the lift after he'd signed my DVD, and I cried and went back to see my husband who was upstairs, and it was an emotional time. And I think it will always be emotional. But I think what's important to take from this is that just because it's World Mental Health Today, as a day, that doesn't stop tomorrow. It's okay not to be okay tomorrow, or the next day, or the next day. Just because today we're talking about it doesn't mean we should stop talking about it tomorrow. And that's why I feel like this video is still warranted tonight at 11:20. So I think that's it from me. I don't really have anything else to say. But I hope someone out there is thinking about this and is okay with it and doesn't bother them, or even if they feel slightly better about themselves, or if they feel like it's okay to go now and indulge and watch your favourite Doctor Who episode, if that helps in any way whatsoever, you should do it. There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, that's me. That's me done. So thanks for watching, and I hope you're all okay. To the best of your ability anyway. Thanks.